Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Turner, it's great to see you again. Thank you for our meeting.
Yes, sir.
I do want to just add quickly to what Senator Warren said. You know, in a bipartisan way, we put about $5 trillion out under both President Trump and Biden under COVID. One area we did nothing for was housing. And while I'm all in public-private, I do think there needs to be additional resources here if we're going to spur this issue, and I appreciate the conversation we had. I want to hit quickly 2 or 3 items that I hope we can work together on. As members of the committee knows, I've been a big advocate for community development financial institutions, CDFIs, that serve the underserved community. It was actually an area where I worked very closely with the first Trump administration, working with my friend Mike Crapo and many on the other side. We got $12 billion for CDFIs. We started the CDFI caucus, which is, I'm proud to say, bipartisan, 24 members, 12 Ds, 12 Rs. I appreciated when we had the meeting, you talked about a CDFI in Dallas that had helped work to acquire a building, working with a church, a school building. Can you speak for a moment or two about the value of CDFIs and how we could further expand the vital role they play?
Yes, sir, and thank you, Senator Warren. It was great to visit with you and learn more about CDFIs, how you're doing, and your vision on that. And we do see the value in that. And I will say that I look forward to working with you further in your home state and other areas around the country to see how we can utilize these CDFIs to help when it comes to housing and investments inside our local communities.
Well, thank you. I mean, one of the things also, I appreciated one of your earlier answers as well, said, we all know home ownership is the path to wealth creation in this country. It's one of the reasons we got a 10-to-1 racial wealth gap, black to white, because of failure to have home ownership fully representative across all communities. And again, a program I've worked on and got some interest from both sides of the aisle called the LIFT program that would target first-generation, first-time home buyers, which by definition ends up being about 2/3 folks of color, that would say if you qualify for a 30-year mortgage, what we would give you would be you make those payments, you get a 20-year mortgage, you double the amount of equity that you obtain in that first 10 years. It is that wealth creation notion. Again, we talked briefly about it, but I'd like to get you on the record. This will be something, how we can increase home ownership, particularly for disadvantaged communities, using the market. I'd love to get you saying some nice things about that.
Oh, yes, sir. Thank you. And, this program that we talked about briefly in your office, I do look to further going into that and learning more about it. As you say, we do have a housing crisis in our country. And I heard one leader say, all ideas need to come to the table and we'll pick the best one, that impacts the people that we serve. And so I look forward to
I got 2 more I want to get in very quick. One is, again, another topic we talked about in my office, and this is a challenge every state in the country, and Virginia may be a little more on the cutting edge as states look at both the challenges, upside and downside, of bringing data centers to their community. Generate a lot of revenue, also got some challenges. I talked about Henrico County, which is outside of Richmond, 400,000 person community, crosses the economic strata. This community's done something very creative where they've taken the tax revenue from the data centers, dedicated to a housing trust fund, where that housing trust fund helps acquire the land. And if you build some affordable housing there, you get waived a lot of the regulations. You don't have to pay your sewer permit fees, your regulatory fees. This may be one tool in the toolkit that takes something that otherwise is a bit controversial, still has controversy, but might generate towards the kind of public-private initiative. Again, I invited you to my office. I want to invite you to Henrico County to visit and take a look at this program, should you be confirmed.
Yes, sir. I look forward to coming.
Okay, great. Last one, I'm going to get all my points in less than 5 minutes. I'm down to 44 seconds, Tim. I'm going to get it done in time. And that is opportunity zones. I think had a lot of potential. Again, Senator Scott, I was one of his wingmen on this. I still think they do need to be renewed, but they need to be updated as well. I think opportunity zones, particularly in terms of affordable housing, ought to be an area where we could put more focus, as well as small business development. In your last 15 seconds, I know we've talked about opportunity zones, but I hope you'll work with the chairman and many of us on how we could reform that program and make it more targeted towards this housing shortage.
Absolutely. I look forward to that.
Thank you, sir. 3 seconds left.
Everyone should follow your lead on that one, Senator Warren.